Okay, the question is here. You can see the question. It's question number 2, A part. Find the value of A if ratio 400 is equal to 6 ratio 25. So here you have to find out the value of A. Now I'm going to explain to you that how will you find out the value of A. First, write down the ratios in the form of the fractions. You know that you can write down the ratios in the form of the fraction. So A over 4, let me write down the question. A ratio 400, 6 ratio 25.
The whiteboard.
Can you see the whiteboard?
No, it says.
Okay, I'm going to write down the question. That question is A ratio, what is that, the other value?
400.
A ratio 400 is equal to 6 ratio 25, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find out the value of A. The very first step is that you have to write down the ratio in the form of the fraction. Remember that you can write down the ratio in the form of the fraction. So you can write down this ratio in the form of the fraction like this. A over from 400 is equal to, now you can write down this ratio also in the form of the fraction, 6 ratio 25. You can write it as 6 over 25. Always remember, whenever you are having two fractions on both sides and in between there is an is equal to sign, so you can cross multiply. Now you will cross multiply like this. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that you will multiply 25 with A and 400 with 6. So when you will multiply 25 with A, you will get 25A is equal to, when you will multiply 6 with 400, how can you multiply? 6 times 4 is 24 and there are two zeros, so you can write out like this. Now you have to find out the value of A. So this 25 is multiplying with A, but it will go to the other side, it will be divided with, so it will be divided with 25. So this 25 is multiplying, this 25 is multiplying with A, it will come to this side, it will be divided. So A is equal to, we can simplify with the table of 5. 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 8 is 40 and 5 times 0 is 0. So we can again go on 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 9 is 45, 3 is left, so 3 and 0 is 30 and 5 times 6 is 30. So the value of A is 96. Okay, so what we did is, we have, the very first step is that you have to write down the ratios in the form of the fraction. It's A ratio 400, so you have to write it in the form of the ratio, which is A over 400 like this. And 6 ratio 25, you will write it in the form of the fraction 6 over 25. Whenever you are having two fractions and in between there is an is equal to sign, so you can cross multiply. So when you will cross multiply, you can see that, okay, so when you will cross multiply, it means that you will multiply 25 with A and 400 with 6. So when you will multiply 25 with A, you will get 25A, and when you will multiply 400 with 6, you will get 2400. Now this 25 is multiplying A with A. You know that this is the rule of the equation. If something is multiplying on one side, it will go to the other side, it will be divided. Okay, so when you will divide 2400 with 25, you will get 96. And actually I have cancelled these two numbers with the table of 5. So the answer of A is 96. Okay, I'm going to explain this question. Always remember, whenever you are having two fractions and in between there is an is equal to sign, so you have to cross multiply. You have to find out the ratio of x ratio y. So we have to solve it for x and y. In simple, we can find out x over y. So what we will do is, we are having fractions on both sides and in between we are having is equal to sign. So we can cross multiply. It means that we will multiply 2x with 8. So you will get 2 times 8 is 16x. And now 5 times, you have to multiply 5 with 3y. So you will get 5 times 3 is 15y. We have to find out the ratio of x ratio y. So what does it mean? It means that we have to find out x over y. We can write down x ratio y in the form of fraction, which is x over y. So this is what we have to find. Now we have to rearrange this in the way that we can get x over y. So this is x is already here. So we need y. Y is multiplying with this 15. When we come to this side, it will be divided. Okay. So I can write it as 16 x over y is equal to 15. 15 is left here. So we don't need this 16. Okay, so we can move this 16 to this side. This 16 is multiplying with the fraction x by y. So it's multiplying. So it's the rule, when something is multiplying on one side, if we come to this to the other side, it will be divided. So 16 is multiplying on this side. When it will come to this side, it will be divided. So it is 15 over 60. So this is how you can write down. So x over y, you can write down the fraction in the form of the ratio. So we can write down the fractions like this, that x ratio y is equal to 15 ratio 60. This was the question, na, that you have to find out the x ratio y. So this is how you have to find out. I'm again explaining you this question. First you have to write down the ratios in the form of the fractions. So 2x over 5 is equal to 3y over 8. Cross multiply, as we are having fractions on both sides, we can cross multiply. So when you will cross multiply, you will multiply 2x with 8, so you will get 16x, and when you will multiply 3 with 5, you will get 15y. Now you have to find out x over y. So what I will do is that this y is multiplying with 15, I will move this to this side. So it's multiplying with 15, when we come to the left side, it will be divided. So it will become x over y, 16x over y. Now this 16 is multiplying with x over y, it's multiplying. So this is the rule, that if something is multiplying on one side, when it will come to the other side, it will be divided. So 16 is multiplying here, when it will come to this side, it will be divided with 15. So you will get x over y is equal to 15 over 16. And you can write down the fraction in the form of the ratio like this, x ratio y 15 ratio 16. I hope it's clear to you. Here I am going to explain you question 7. Question 7 is a certain amount of money is shared between Rui Fang and Vishal in the ratio 5:9. If Rui Fang gets $44 less than Vishal, find the total amount of money that is shared between the two boys. So we do not know the money, so we can assume that the money is x. So Rui Fang and Vishal, alright. So we can assume that first we will assume that let the amount of money is or we'll say that let the money is okay. Let the money is x. We do not know the money, so we can assume that it's x. Now the ratio of Vishal, as you can see that it's written that in question 7, Rui Fang, a certain amount of money is shared between Rui Fang and Vishal in the ratio 5:9. It means that Rui Fang money is 5x and Vishal's money is 9x, because we have assumed that the money is x. So it means Rui Fang money is, if it's according to the ratio 5x, and Vishal money would be 9x. They are saying that in question 7, if Rui Fang gets $44 less than Vishal, okay, if Rui Fang, what is the ratio of Rui Fang? It's 5. It gets 44 less than Vishal, so Vishal ratio is 9x. Okay, so how can you write down? You can write down is as 9x minus 5x. Okay, and they are saying that $44 less, now if Rui Fang is getting $44 less than Vishal, so you can write down this as 9x minus 5x is equal to $44. So now you can simplify it. 9x minus 5x is 4x, $44. Now this 4 is multiplying with x. When it will go to that side, you will divide it with 4. So the X is 11. Okay, X is 11 now. So what is roofing amount and Vishal's amount? Basically we have in X at the start we assumed that the money is X. Okay, so we have found the money, that is X. Now what is roofing amount and Vishal amount is 5X and 9X. Now you will substitute the values here. So it's 5X. So if you substitute X here, you will get $55. So roofing is having $55 and Vishal is having substitute X. 9 times 11 is $99. Now they are asking you total amount of money which roofing and Vishal have. So to find out the total amount of money, you will add their amount. So total amount would be, you will add the amount $55 plus $99. So when you will add, what you will get? 9 and 5, 14, and 9, 10, 14, 15, $154. So this is the total amount of money. I hope it's clear to you.